at one point I was so in love with someone that I was interested in a condom that they had thrown away in a trash can. I was curious to look at it. And I was
real
like,
life?
yes. And I was like, I can't say this. I'm like, but we were trying to find this scene to open the 6th episode. And they're like, well, you come back to the room and it's like, how would you know he had sex? And I'm thinking like, I know I have to pitch this at some point. And I'm like, this is a room of people and we're telling these college stories. And so I started tiptoeing into it. And then I remember Jordan Mendoza, who's in the room, he was like, fuck yeah, man, this is your story. Let's fucking go. And it just was so, I was like, oh yeah, like we can, if I feel so alone and weird about this experience that I had, someone else will feel this way too. Like there's just no way that this is like singular. You guys are looking at me like it's singular. You're like, no, it's just you. But I think that's what was exciting to me and that I could still scare myself in this. And I don't know how much more I could scare myself in season 2, but a few pitches that are coming to mind I think will take me there of like, I think if we want to tell this very complicated story of coming out and of sexual identity, I think I knew that I had to go there. And hopefully it also kind of inspired, I think, the other writers and some of the actors to I think feel like it was a safe environment to do that. And that maybe through that they could also get something out emotionally that they wanted to.
It's really a fucking amazing show.
Thank you so much.
What's the fake semen made out of?
Oh, it's oh my God, yeah. Because at one point it is cut, but I tasted it in a take, but then we were like, too much. And that was me saying too much, just to be clear. Yeah, it's where I'm kind of like, nah. I think that was me and Scott King being like, I think that we're good on the just holding it. Like we want people to stick around. It was oh my God, it was like an oatmeal thing.
Mix.
And at one point, we're there. It was or maybe we're not. It was like a healthy load in there. And I was like, this feels a bit much. I'm like, I think we can chill. Like I held it up and I was like, well, what? I'm like, has he not had sex in 10 years? I'm like, girl, the full Quaker oats are in there. Let's chill it out a bit. So then, but yeah, I think it was like some kind of oatmeal mix, if I'm correct. Tasted way better than cum. Yeah. So cool. I love talking about that with you guys. Yeah.
You got to watch Overcompensating. It's waiting for you on Prime Video. There's a link below. Go, go, go. Watch, watch, watch. How did Lucas Gage get casted?
He's a friend. And they were like, who do you want to play that part? And I texted him and I was like, want to be a ex-Idaho football player with me? And then I sent the script and he was like, yes. And then he came.
That scene, the first kiss scene was great. All the flashbacks.
Fantastic.
I was like, you guys
so
nailed
much.
that one.
He's so brilliant. We had so much fun. And also those scenes are like really kind of emotional and hard. And he was only there like a day. We didn't have him for that long. And so it was great to have someone that we both felt so comfortable with each other and we're friends. And, I hated doing that scene where I push him off. And it felt really nice to have a friend be there. I think that's the same with Mary Beth at times. It's like if a day was hard on set, it's like, well, I'm with my best friend. And I'm like, I get to deal with her.
Makes it way easier.
It's amazing.
And to be surrounded, you pick the right people to craft a great vulnerable show.
Thank you so much.
And by the way, like that's like kind of 80% of the job. Is picking the right people around you to do it.
100%. And being and also in the directors too. And each one of those decisions, that was a Scott King thing too, where he's like 100%. If at any point we feel like in a Zoom audition or interview that it doesn't feel like right, like if the alchemy's not there, even if everything on paper sounds great, and even if everyone's telling you like this should be it, feel that, and we should trust our gut, and we did, and I think it's a testament to the cast that we're with. Like they're literally like I want all of them at my wedding. It's like my favorite people. Yeah. Yeah. Even the people came for one day. It's like we had Caleb Heron for one day, and that's like. He's genius. We were so lucky. It just worked with scheduling. We had this part and he was just like, sure.
He's truly
I need
genius.
him back. That's what season 2 too. I'm like, I need him to spar with like Haley. I want to put him and Holmes together so bad.
You should be really proud.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Fantastic, fantastic show.
This was so much fun. I'm coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, please come back.
I do have one more question. Do you care if people only know you as Benny Drama and not Benito Skinner?
No, I don't care at all. It's funny though. It is this really humbling thing that happens at an event where I'll say my name and they're like not on the list, and I'm like, is it under Mr. and Mrs. Drama? And then they're like, right here, they're right this way. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, we really got to make that clear. I'm like, no, it's so funny. It just feels like this other, it feels like that's what the work was. And yeah, I think it's funny. That's great. And
I told a friend that Benito Skinner was coming on today, and she said, who? And I said, Benny Drama. She said, oh my God, I love him.
That's so funny. Yeah, I think I don't know that necessarily, but yeah, I'm kind of like, we'll let them both, they both exist. They're both inside me.
Is Benny Drama a character or is it a part of you?
Oh, the hardest question of all. It cuts right then. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm like, no, I'm done. Brett, yeah, we gotta go. Okay, this is so hard. What an unbelievable question. And I knew you'd hit me with some shit like this. I think that it is definitely a character to a degree because it's like, I don't know if that's necessarily like if my characters and all these things, they're all me, definitely, but it does feel like such an interesting output from me, I think, given people who know me, because yes, I'm like that, but I'm also not like, I don't think I'm not at that level of energy all the time. I'm definitely leaning more quiet.
I was surprised. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is the first time we've ever met.
Yeah.
And based on the internet version of you, I would have thought
didn't know who's going to be on this couch.
No, I thought you'd be operating at 100.
Yeah.
But to be honest, you're operating at like a human.
Yeah. Which I love it here. And at times, of course, I can be psycho and go there, but I think it's probably through the show too that I've like just, I think at a certain point on the internet, I'm like, I just felt like I was trying to like always outdo myself or do something bigger. And, and by the time I was like the Starbucks mermaid BDSM with like full heels on, I'm like, well, how much further could I go? I'm like, I've kind of done it all. But yeah, it does feel like a different output from me, but it all feels a part of, I think, of my creative process of this, of like, and my, identity expression and coming into my own as a gay man. Like, I think that is what Benny Drama was. And it was helpful for me at the time to have a different name on it at first, I think. And so I respect that decision. I'll keep it forever because it's just kind of funny. And also 7 was my football number. That's why I added it.
True athlete.
Brutal. Dude.
You got to watch Overcompensating. I really could talk to you for hours because now I have a a bunch of new questions, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
I really don't. You can ask me whatever you want, but we can go whatever you want.
Genuinely, no, Brett is like going to come in here and punch me in the face.
Yeah.
But no, very, very fascinating because even like, like Benny Drama helps you come into like accepting your truth and all this stuff, but also to a certain degree, like, maybe it was like a defense mechanism or separation between you and the outside world.
Yeah, I think it was. Like, I used to think about going to events dressed as characters. Like, that was kind of what, and I think I did to a few events because I was like, they won't want me. It was just it's like so in my head, I'm like, no way, I'm not enough. Like, I got to be, I had this character, Benita, that was like a Southern charm woman. And I was like, I got to come to this as her. And I remember some of the people being like, you don't have to. Like, that might kind of take a while. They're like, you can just come and like wear a shirt.
You're enough.
Yeah, which is, I think, was hard for me and thinking like, oh yeah, I could do that. But yeah, when I think back to that time, it's so funny because I am just like, oh my God, I have to do so much all the time. And I would just be running around how many costumes a day.